Well, here we are today at the official opening of Lissadell House in North Sligo. It's a fantastic day here. Thousands of people have turned up to have a look at everything that's on offer here today. We have the Alpine Gardens, we have music in the courtyard. People are sampling some of cocktails made of beautiful Jameson and things like that. So they're enjoying the day, it's fantastic. We're also went down and had a look at the Alpine Gardens earlier on. We're also looking at the kitchen garden. But the thousands of people around here, and we managed to single out a few just to have a chat to them. We spoke to the Mayor of Sligo, or the leader of the Municipal North area, Tom McSharry. And Tom had this to say.
And I'm delighted to be here, to be back here again in Lissadell, and it's great to see Lissadell open to the public again. And it's great to see the air, the positive air, Kieran, that is, that is around here today. And one has to welcome, on behalf of the elected members, the attitude and the comments of the owners, Eddie Walsh and Constance Cassidy and their family, and also indeed our new, CEO of the council, Mr. Hayes, and his comments and his assurances. So it's kind of a time now for all of us to work together for the benefit of Lissadell, first and foremost, and also for the benefit of Sligo. As we know, Lissadell is the flagship, it is the jewel in the crown for tourism here in the Northwest, and it's great to see it opened, and the future is very positive now.
We also spoke to the estate manager, Isabel Cassidy, who explained to us how hard she worked just to get today right for the people.
And all the exhaustion and the hard work of the last few weeks has absolutely been worth it. It's come together, thank God, Kieran. And it is wonderful. We have the whole of Maharao, almost all of Sligo, and a heck of a lot of Ireland in Lissadell today.
There was tailbacks.
I know. Well, I went to open the gate at 2 o'clock and the cars were a mile down the road. It was fabulous. It's a great vote of confidence in Lissadell, and it's just wonderful to be back.
And I was over earlier, the gardens, and people are packed out all looking around. Now, the house isn't open today, obviously.
Not today, but from tomorrow.
From tomorrow,
everything's back open from 10:30 tomorrow, 7 days a week, 10:30 to 6. The house is open, all of the gardens, and of course the galleries.
I heard a rumour that you were up very early this morning, doing all sorts of cleaning and working.
I was, and I was in bed very late, but I hope to God to get a good few drinks tonight and get to bed late.
Another dignitary that we spoke to today was Councillor Joe Queenan, the Cahirlock, that's the leader of Sligo County Council. This is what he had to say.
Because Lissadell is one of the flagship projects in our county, and I'm delighted that we have put the past behind us, hopefully, and we can move on from here.
Yeah. Have you been speaking to the Walsh Cassidy?
I spoke to Mr. Walsh in there a few minutes ago, and we shook hands, and we have to just move on from the past.
Well, that's got to be one for the books, really, after 5 years of nothing happening. And, they've come back now, and to have yourself, and I see the county manager here today, it's got to be fantastic news for the people of Sligo.
Well, we're delighted. The new county manager was one of his priorities on day one to build bridges and move on, because our county needs positivity, and this new council is all about positivity and working for the people of our county.
We were looking at the opening of Lissadell today from a business perspective, and no better man to talk to us about that. It was the CEO of Sligo Chamber, Paul Keyes.
It's going to have a very significant impact on business in Sligo and the Northwest generally. Lissadell is an iconic tourist attraction situated on the Wild Atlantic Way. We saw the benefit that the concerts of Westlife and Leonard Cohen in 2010, and the prospect of more concerts in Sligo, in Lissadell, will be absolutely fantastic for business. But in addition to that, there's the whole Yeatsian dimension. We've kicked off the Yeats Day celebrations in 2012, 2013. We had it only last week. We had Minister Jimmy Deanahan down here on Friday, launching Yeats 2015, a national and international celebration of Yeats and his family, celebrating the creativity and cultural heritage of Ireland, but rooted in Sligo. And Lissadell can be very, very much part of that, and it's really, really exciting for Sligo and for the Northwest, because tourism is a fundamental piece of economic development for the Northwest.
And of course, with the FLA coming as well, you've got such an influx of visitors this year.
It's absolutely fabulous. Yeah, we're looking at in the region of 300,000 to 350,000 people coming for the FLA.
And that's the following year as well.
Please God, the following year as well. And on that, it's important to point out that the FLA is led by a voluntary committee, and the work that they're doing is absolutely extraordinary, and we're so appreciative of their efforts.
A Accommodation is going to be a big thing in the area here with Lissadell reopening. So we also spoke to Jerry Moore. He's the general manager of the Sligo Park Hotel.
Oh, it's a great day, Kieran. It's fantastic to have Lissadell back open. It had become a great visitor attraction here in the northwest, getting 40,000 visitors a year. And today is a great day. We see the response here today. There's great positivity about Sligo. We have the flag coming later in the year. Tidy Town's doing a great job as well. And it's great to have Lissadell open again for everybody's benefit.
And are you already seeing the effects of it with the news circulating that Lissadell is open?
Absolutely, yeah. We heard the news earlier this week, and I was talking to somebody just there now, and they said they know of somebody that has rented property over the summer now that they know Lissadell is back open. So it's great for families, great for tourists coming in, and I think it's all to the future now.
Taoiseach Enda Kenny arrived at Lissadell House and was greeted by Eddie Walsh and Constance Cassidy.
We are so delighted. We're so delighted you're here. I think with all your commitments and with all the pressures on you to take the time out means so much to us. And I hope it's going to be the start of a wonderful new chapter here in Lissadell. Our new Chief Executive Officer of Sligo County Council, Kieran Hayes.
Eddie, I think you should stand beside Mr. Hayes while he's
Yes.
Take a picture. This is the joining of.
Indeed.
It just shows you that everything can
moving forward.
Indeed.
Fantastic. You got a lot of catalysts here for the future. You know you have an issue to deal with. Time is
That's not for today.
I thought it was already dealt with, actually.
We've agreed, Taoiseach, we've agreed that positivity and positivity, if both combine, there can only be a good result. And that's what we
down here in Sligo just a few weeks ago.
Exactly. And that ultimately...
To be fair, I suppose we had a number of good discussions already, and we're jointly at plans for the future.
And almost complete. And can I say to you, we're so delighted with this presentation. It means so much to us. It starts the new chapter here in Lissadell, and I think it is symbolic of saying that the words you spoke in Sligo, that people must work together, that there is a future, that it's vital for jobs, enterprise, tourism. We listened to that message, and here we are.
Thank you, Johnny. This one here.
That is
William Butler Yeats.
absolutely.
The contribution of William Butler Yeats from this time.
The two people, I suppose, whom the house most immortalises, both William Butler Yeats and Constance Markovitz, and it's such a pleasure to have this special presentation here.
As Taoiseach Enda Kenny left the main house here at Lissadell on his way to perform the official reopening, he met with local journalists and answered their questions.
Well, I think it's important to point out, I think the people of Sligo are going to rally behind this. I think the diaspora, the Irish diaspora, those who have an interest in the great world sculptors, of which W.B. Yeats was one, those who study their Irish history, will know that this place here, these woods, this building, those halls, those rooms are part of who we are and what we are. And it's now preserved as a living entity for the future. And that's a remarkable achievement. And that's why God's given us a good day here in Lissadell. And it's a day for the future.
Taoiseach, do you see this as one of the flagship tourist attractions for us?
Yes, I do, and it's part of the Wild Atlantic Way. It's in a county of absolute beauty and, picturesque quality. It's when people begin to realise that as we move on now and have so many trails and so many new opportunities for people to understand and appreciate the quality of the nature that we have in our country, the quality of the history that's involved here, this iconic house and the people who've put it together now for the future are going to be part of the memories of the younger generations coming behind us, that they can say, I remember that day in Lissadell, I remember that concert in Lissadell, I remember the walk through the woods in Lissadell, and that's part of the fabric of Irish people, and that's why this is so important.
You must be very proud of our local minister, Minister Perry, who also played a blinder when
Yes, John spoke to me about this on a number of occasions, but I think it's also a fact that there's been obviously a journey to be followed here, and that journey is now opening up, just like the Strand in front of us. There's a very big adventure up ahead, and people from all over the world will come here to Lissadell. That means they come to Sligo. It means they come to the west and the northwest, and they appreciate our people, the place where we're located, the personality of our people, and they will leave with very happy memories. And I've no doubt but they're passing through the woods and the places of Lissadell will bring a haunting quality to them, wherever they come from.
Will you come back for a visit yourself
yes,
privately?
Yes, I intend to come back. Yes, I do indeed.
We have with Mrs. Kenny, we
Who
hope.
would you like to see in concert in Lissadell?
Well, I know that Leonard Cohen's been here. I heard some young people want Eminem. Others were saying there are so many opportunities for people who will want to play concerts here. There might be the sound of rock and roll from New Jersey, yet you never know.
The Taoiseach then went on to meet the waiting public and to perform the official reopening of Lissadell.
But isn't it very appropriate and very fitting that we should be here with the light of evening at Lissadell? They are famous words that mean so much. Now, I'd like to say that I'm very happy and very privileged to have been asked to participate and perform the official rebirth of Lissadell, and that's what it is. Because this building, these buildings, the house, might not have been here at all, but for the circle of fate over the years and the initiative and the enthusiasm with which Eddie and Constance went about their business here. You see, the opening of Lissadell by both Constance and Eddie is not just opening up their home or their house, it's the opening up of their hearts to all who are drawn here by the magic and the history of Lissadell. They're also opening up something that's infinitely more fragile, more precious, because they're opening up their dreams for Lissadell. And today, as we join them here for the opening of the house to the public, we do hear the words of an earlier and a regular visitor, and we are reminded to tread softly on those dreams. Because it was the same W.B. Yeats, a friend and a neighbour of the Gore Booths, who wrote of seeking out one or other of the sisters, as he said, to speak of their old Georgian mansion, mix pictures in the mind, recall that table and the talk of youth. And that's something that we do as we get older, not just recalling, but revisiting in our minds those times when everything was still possible. And in the coming years, I know that families especially will make their own memories here at Lissadell. And in the decades to come, believe me, there will be the man and the woman who will recall childhood summers where, as we know from our own youth, the sun always shone. The week's holiday was the summer, and the summer was forever. And for them, because of the light, the colour, the smell, the sound of their visit, summer will actually mean Lissadell. We've got similar hopes for all our visitors, whether they come here from at home or from overseas. We want them to live and to tell the stories of Lissadell, be they of the gardens, the setting, Gore Booths, the big house, the Celtic twilight, the suffrage movement, the First World War, Ireland's fight for freedom, the journey to independence, and all that's happened since. Lissadell is now a major part of the tourism offering, both here in the West and nationally. Therefore, Lissadell is a critical part of the jigsaw of putting together the picture of our economic recovery and the kind of Ireland that we're able to build for our children and indeed for their own. That's why government have put in place the concept of the Wild Atlantic Way, 2,500 kilometres of spectacular opportunity to drive and associate, understand the personality of our people, see the places from Malin to Mizzen, including Sligo and all its grandeur and all its beauty. And that's why government also said reduce the level of VAT to 9% for the hospitality sector. Already 14,000 more are employed in the first quarter of this year than the first quarter of last year. Ryanair say we'll bring another 1 million into the country, 100,000 to come through Knock. These are people from Eindhoven, the Netherlands, from Germany, who want to travel, want to see new places, who want to visit part of the necklace of what it is that we offer here. And Sligo, with its own unique history, with its grandeur, with its awesome, spectacular aspects of nature, appeals to so many people. So there is something in that we open this house as we approach and within hours of the summer solstice. I was speaking just yesterday to the chief executive of Twitter from California, across the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. And when you look at all the movements that are happening in the digital world, changing so rapidly, frontiers moving up there every week, I reminded him of his Irish ancestry and of those who were here before they were here. Because down at Newgrange, when they built that passage tomb 5,000 years ago, they didn't have any digital GPS locators, they didn't have any modern methods of deducting exact points, and yet they were able to build something that on the longest day and on the shortest day, the first ray of sunlight would go right through to the centre of that passage grave. So deep within our DNA, there is a wonderful history, and part of that is what you find here in Lissadell. Think of all the places you've ever been. Think of all the places you've ever gone to on holidays. And at the end of all that journey, what do you remember? You remember the excitement, the experience, something that stays in your mind, as I've no doubt Lissadell will. So Minister Perry, Deputy McLaughlin, Kieran Hayes, the new Chief Executive of Sligo County Council. Through you, Kieran, I want to commend you all. I know it's been a difficult journey. This is a case, though, of the Irish doing what we know we can do best. Everybody put their shoulder to the wheel. Sligo will rise to this occasion. The people of the West and the Northwest will support Lissadell, will support the Cassidys and the Walshes and Sligo County Council, and the people of Sligo and the hospitality sector in Sligo, and rise to the occasion now, because there is a magnificent, magnificent element back in action. Government approved 500,000 for the 150th centenary commemorative events surrounding the birth of W.B. Yeats. This is an extraordinary opportunity to reach out to the Celtic links, to those roots from all over the world, diaspora, those interested in the great word sculptors that we produced in Ireland, one of whom was W.B. Yeats, here from your own place. So as we approach the hours of the summer solstice, I don't know if you've ever done this, but I've climbed Croagh Patrick on the night before the summer solstice, and in the hours before dawn, you get that sense of possibility as the old sun goes down and as the new sun on the longest day begins to rise. And there's a very particular light that reaches out across the sea into the windows facing south, and that's something that we can remember through those great windows. So just as we wait for the new sun on the 21st, so too we wait for the new rise of the new sun on Lissadell, and that's a future of infinite possibility. Thank you all for your attendance. The children who are here, remember this is a very special day in your lives. This is a very special day for this part of our country. This is a very special day for this historic county. I wish everybody every success with it. I really am proud and privileged to be part of this. Thank you very much indeed.
Today, great to see a face like yourself.
I know.
Do you like Lissadell? Have you connected?
Yeah, no, I was down here years ago.
Oh, right.
When it was a practicing kind of working operation, and you know what I mean. I thought it was amazing, really, what was going on here, and a real inspiration. And I was so sad to see it kind of just close. Yeah. You know what I mean, really. So I'm just delighted. I came down this opening day, and I thought I'd have to come down here.
How's
you know what I mean?
Treating yourself?
Yeah, pretty well. I'll be honest with you, pretty well. You know.
Lots of TV exposures these days?
Well, you know, we do a bit, but that's not my main business. My main business is restaurants and running them. So, you know, the London restaurants is very successful, and we purchased a place in Ireland to supply our London restaurants, the Virginia Park Lodge up in County Cavan. It's an amazing old estate as well, so you know what I mean. So the journey.
Were we ever seeing the kitchen down here?
Well, I just think Eddie just asked me a minute ago. He said, you know what I mean, I want a few ideas from me. I thought, let's go home quickly.
Well, firstly, we're exhausted, but we're all very, very happy that we're back here and that we can get it going again.
Were you surprised with the turnout?
Oh, we were very surprised with the turnout. We expected 500 at most, and it's into the thousands at least, so we're delighted.
You really enjoyed the day?
Yeah, I had a lovely day. I'm tired, but it was really good.
We'll be partying tonight now?
Oh no, I'll just be sleeping.
And how about yourself?
It was great just to see Lissadell back like it used to be. It was great to see it back.
A fantastic day. Thousands of people here. They're gone. The Taoiseach is gone. I was speaking to your children earlier. They are so tired, worn out. All they want is a pizza and bed.
Absolutely.
How do you guys feel after?
We feel absolutely delighted. We feel so delighted. But you know, Kieran, what I'm going to do is let Council speak for one moment, and I'm going to step out of the picture for a second to bring the two people who are responsible for me being here, my parents, to just say a very short word to you. So if Constance talks to you for one moment, because I just see them behind.
We're very happy. It really was the light of evening, Lissadell, and the Taoiseach was delighted to be here. He gave so much time. He came a little bit late, but I think he stayed the guts of 3 hours. And normally we thought he'd only stay 1 hour. These people here, this is my mother-in-law, Mrs. Walsh, Kathleen Walsh, and Liam Walsh. They're Eddie's parents.
Very pleased to meet you. Very pleased to meet you, sir. How do you feel about today?
Oh, it was marvellous. It was wonderful. Like, I'm glad to see it up and going again.
Yeah.
And we'll keep it going.
And yourself?
Well, I wish them the very best, and I'm delighted for them.
Delighted, and it's a fantastic
Absolutely
day for
delighted.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
And fantastic weather.
Yes, everything came together at the right time.
Yeah.
And it was great to have the Taoiseach here.
All good, marvellous, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
He's a great man, isn't he?
He's a lovely man. He
yeah.
gives his time.
What an incredible time. I couldn't believe it.
So, relaxation now for a while this evening, is
well, relaxation for a little while. I think we might go down to Laura's for an old pint or two, and we might even get something to eat. But can I say, tomorrow morning, we're open to the public, so we have to put in a real effort. We have to meet those commitments we made, and we want to make this the showpiece that we believe it can be. And we want to say that we would hope that there'll be more news items here, Kieran, for you to cover over the weeks and months and years ahead. And wonderful concerts, wonderful events, wonderful happenings. And can I say, I'd just like to thank Sligo today for all the support and for all the interest you've taken over the years. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have the media interest, it's hard to make people, the public, interested in what's happening. So you've been great.
And that's why they came today. And thank you very much, Kieran.
And thank you all as well, and thank you all for your hospitality. Good night. God bless.
Okay.
Well, that is it. There it is. Full day is over. Fantastic day. Everybody enjoying themselves. Everybody happy. Everybody elated. This is Kieran McCarthy for Sligo today here at Lissadell.